All right, so we know we have a dead motor, but these bodies often come out nice. They're black, they're easy to paint. This one's not bad, it's a little dirty, right? It's gonna get a motor. So this is a motor project. This is a motor swap, Briggs motor swap on a nice Craftsman machine, front wheel drive. It should be pretty easy to do. I'm almost done with this. If I would recommend, I would recommend you take the air tube off, right? Because you got parts here. Take the air tube. If it's not cracked, they do crack. Take the muffler. I'm going to take the muffler because this muffler is set up right now for automatic choke. They are different, and depending upon what motor core I pull, I might need that. So I'm going to take this off. I don't need the tube right now, and then we'll flip it on its side in a little bit, and I'll show you. We're going to pull the motor itself, and it's 3 bolts. It's real easy. You have to take the blade off, and you may have to grab the pulley system on it. We'll see if we can get that off too and rescue that. Sometimes they're locked on, they're frozen on, or they've been so damaged. The last one was damaged. I'll show you that here. And so I had to replace it, okay? The star pattern on it was no good. We're gonna find out in a minute, right? So I'll be right back. Okay, so you can see, right, it sheared all these off. So that's another indication that I know, right, that it hit something, mangled up the blade. I'm gonna see if I can get this off. I do kind of keep a few of these nice used ones in stock. All right, here's the setup. Now, I like to use a Pitman Arm Puller because it's got the nice 2 strong jaws, and I've got these bolts. This is wing nutted, right? But this one is tightened down because there's not a lot of purchase to grab on these things. Now, I don't really need this. You can get another one. You can get them on Amazon. They're not expensive, but this one's in good shape. It's here. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to warm it up with my oxyacetylene, and then we'll crank on this, and we'll see if it comes off. All right, let's warm it up. I don't need it red hot. I just got to get it warm. It's cold, and we just want to expand it a little bit. And you'll see I put some penetrant lubricant in through the bolt, so we're using a factory bolt, right? Just took the washers off. I put some penetrant lubricant in from the back. That should get sucked in by the heat. I don't want to get in your way. See now water's coming out. I've seen that before. It's really pushing all the junk out of the way. Yeah, that might work. Yeah, it's cooking pretty good. Let's find out. Nice and slow. It's on the lower setting. There it is. All right, now I just got to work everything off. And let's see. Yeah, she'll come. All right, we just got to take that bolt out. We can't really turn the motor. There we go. It's coming. The heat just makes sure, right? It makes it a lot easier. All right, especially you can see it needed heat. It definitely needed it. Nice and hot. The acetylene does a good job. It's a little simple old turbo torch kit. All right, let me get this stuff out of the way. We'll clean up a little bit. We'll be back in a few, and we'll take these bolts out. Now, most of the time, they're going to break, especially on older motors or when you see a lot of rust. That's Briggs, okay? But we'll find out in a minute. Now, I'm going to impact them. Now, you might say, well, Arch, you're going to break them because of the impact. Listen, I have tried everything to get these bolts off. Forget it. You guys go do that, right? You guys have an idea. I've heated, I've acid, I've let them sit on. Forget it. It's not worth it. All right, just go grab another motor. All right, that's why I buy X-Trees. All right, let's see. That one came out. Not that it matters because this motor's dead. Watch, they'll all come out and the motor's dead, right? See? I go a little bit at a time. Oh, we're going to get this one. Figures. Usually the newer motors will come off. Now, I got a couple of tips, guys. I'm going to go find a replacement motor. I got a couple of tips. When we come back, I will see you in a bit. Here's one I dug out. It's got a broken bolt, right? In one of the ears. It's no good, but it's the same motor. Has the 1-inch shaft. And got a nice muffler on it. See, there's the shaft. That's your 1-inch. That's what we need. It's got a nice muffler on it, assembly. I like this. So we're going to take this off. Now, there's a couple of things you might want. The engine brake bell ignition system, right? The cable comes from the rear. They have some where the cable comes from either side. They've got a few different variations on it. We'll show you on the original motor, right? So you might want this piece here, and this whole piece here. And also this guy. And that's to convert a push prime to an automatic choke. So you're going to need this, you need this, and you need this. And you got to do it. It's much easier to do while the engine's off. There's a bolt down here. Let me show you. Maybe we can show you on this one. This is the original one, right? So this piece got a little bent. Look at that. That's nasty, right? So you're going to want those pieces. And the bolt that holds this on is down here, see? So you got to have the motor off to make that kind of a swap. 1-inch shaft. Let me go part this one out. I just want to take a couple things off of this, put them on the shelf, and then we'll start working on the replacement motor. Here's one I pulled out a while back. It is automatic choke. Carburetor's still on it. Basically everything's on it. I wrote on it 100 pounds, so before I took it out, I must have measured the compression. And it has, hold on, we'll get a better look at it in a minute. We got to take this off. So it's got the bigger shaft, which is what we need. Let's take a look at the other ones for a minute. Here, look. It's nasty. Right, this is the broken motor. Okay. Pretty beat. The gasket actually came off in one piece. It's actually not too bad. Yeah, you can actually reuse these as long as they don't come off. Put a little aluminum paint on there or the copper gasket. There's the head. The head's no good. But yeah, anyway. All right, same setup as before. I put a little bit of penetrant lube on. And now this one's on the tip of the shaft, so a lot of times you can just heat this up a little bit and knock it with the hammer if the motor's out of the machine. If the motor's not out of the machine, then good luck with that. But let's just put a little heat on it. Now we got to prep the motor up to be installed, so that's what we're going to do now. All right, I'm going to heat that. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I didn't get it too hot because we just want to relax it, and that thing runs pretty hot, so that torch. Okay. All right, this shaft's pretty bad, so we're going to wire wheel it. It's been exposed to the elements, so I'm going to start off with just the one I have chucked up. Then I'll go to another one. We don't have to get all the way in, right, because some of this is not covered by the adapter. Right, the adapter gets, it gets pretty close to the back, but we'll start off around here. While we're here, we got to do the magnets. So find a spot that you can get to. Right, I'm just doing it on the table real quick. I should put the other thing down, piece of wood, because it scratches the hell out of the epoxy coat. All right, we're just going to do a couple of quick things while we're here. We still need to finish the shaft. We're going to put a little bit of solvent and a little bit of crocus cloth on it, make sure it's nice. But while we're here, let's just see. All right. It's not too bad. Usually by the exhaust. I might have already done this. That one needed a little bit. This one's in good shape. Yeah, that's good. These feel like though they might break if you tried to take them off. That happens a lot. We're just going to check the motor. I took the coil and the carb off. And I'll show you. That's good. That's a nice shape. Now we want to tighten up, right, the tube, right, the intake tube, because they're almost always loose, and it's going to make you think if it's leaking at all, it's going to have a hard time with the carburetor adjustment. It'll make you think something's wrong with the carb. Now watch. Oh yeah, that was loose. We're just going to use our nut driver, because you don't want to over tighten it. You'll break it. Okay. That's good. Now one more thing to do. Now you could use the wire wheel, but that thing's pretty destructive, and I just need to get in here. We want to make sure we have a good connection here to the coil, and there's a lot of rust building up on that. You can see it already, and that breaks the connection and can cause ignition issues. That's all. It'd be better for the magnet. It's also better for you. I like to get like 10,000s, clearance. So you don't want anything in the way. It's a Scotch-Brite cookie, of course. That's it. How hard is that, right? That's all ready to go. Now, I don't know if we checked in here. I don't know if I did that, so let's take a peek in here, make sure we're okay in there. I have a better cup, too. I think I have a cleaner cup. Make sure we didn't spin anything. That looks good. Oh, it's a little cocked. Oh, yeah. Now, that could be a problem. I want to show you guys that. I don't know if this camera's going to pick it up, but I'll get the other camera in. It's a little cocked. If it's just too far over, then you have ignition issues. Yeah, it's been moved. We may want to reseat that. Yeah, it's been moved. It's also, I also see the other issue too. Sometimes they put the Woodruff key in the wrong way. It has a width-wise and a narrow-wise. And if you put it narrow-wise, it'll move. And it can, you just don't want a problem, right? You got everything apart. Now's the time to do it. Now I could bang it off, right? Which I don't like to do, or I can drive it off, pull it off rather than drive it off. All right, I'm just gonna polish that up a little bit more. Just a little bit of solvent and some nice abrasive roll. A lot of people call this crocus cloth. So I'm just gonna work it. All right, just back and forth, and then I'll rotate it and wipe it from time to time. You get in real tight. Just needs a bit more, so to speed it up a little, I'm going to use this guy. I may want to put a different a cartridge, an abrasive cartridge on it. I didn't clean in there, but we should be able to just test fit it. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, that's good. And then what we'll do is when we're done, before we put that on, right, we'll coat this with no seas. No seas, any kind of good grease will do it. All right, I gave it a wash and some solvent, just to, sprayed it, wiped it down. It's cleaned, ready to go. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring it outside and I'm gonna spray this in silver and then the rest in black. Okay, now, you might as well spray this too, right? But before we spray it, what we want to do is, I've washed it for the most part, but it's real sticky. So we're going to spray some chain wax in. Now my favorite product I can't seem to get, they're just not, it's a chain lube. And we just want to spray it into those areas. Now there's a hook there, you'll see like the spring hook. And I got the brightness turned up pretty high so you can kind of see in here. Let's get in here too. Up. Hold on. And then we got to wipe off the grease. That should do it. Now pull it through. Oh, that's better. All the way through. That's much better. Okay. All right, it's gonna wipe. It's gonna wax up, so it's not gonna drip all over. It's not bad. Just leave it now. Looks good. All right, let's just leave everything here. We'll come back for it later. You know, when I go to close up. Hold on. The underside's painted, and that's our dead machines. I'm gonna put those in the junk pile later. Looks good. All right, sorry the heat's on. All right, I'm just gonna run a 3/8 tap in these guys. You know, because it makes it easier for me to install the bolts, and they're not gonna get hung up when I'm trying to twist them in there by hand underneath. And it just makes it easier for the installation overall. I may have already done this, but yeah, and you could just chuck this into a drill and run it up and in if you want. All right, so we got our pulley thing. I got a blammo that on. So I'm just going to use this. Went on nice and easy. I just reach up underneath. I prop the front up. All right, so I want to put this on. I always like to take these off. It's 3 bolts. I think I lost the bolts though. But there's so much stuff gets caught up in here, and it's just a cleaner job. So I'm going to put that on, and then we're going to blammo this. Now this guy should go right on, and it might be a little difficult getting the belt on, but I've got the plug out. See? And then once you do it like that and you push it on the rest of the way, she'll go on the rest of the way. It's a little tight, a little stuck, but the bolt will pull it in. And I'm just gonna, you know, tighten it up, right? There's no particular torque reading, just make sure it's tight. Remember, this always goes, right? If you're thinking about how would you do that, right? Well, this one says grass side, but these wings, they always go towards the inside of the deck because that's what's making your wind, right? To pick up the grass. You gotta lift up the grass and then you cut it, just like your hair cutter does. You know, when they lift the hair up, right? And then they go snip, snip, snip. It's the same thing. So these wings, if you had it this way, that would be the part hitting the ground and it would just make a mess. So it's always got to go like this. And just make sure everything goes on, right? And it clears everything all the way around. Now once we get it on, right, we'll check to make sure that we don't have any issues with it hitting anywhere. And it's another opportunity to make sure that I got it on straight. I'm going to put a little bit of oil on it. And you can use something other than oil, like a no-sees, but generally the oil works pretty good. I go on my lowest setting, so it's about $1 and change in terms of foot-pounds. That should be it.